Live from WRAL News Headquarters in Raleigh, your number one source for local news. WRAL News, coverage you can count on.
Our next weather maker is actually two systems, one here and another behind it, that'll bring us a chance of thunderstorms for today and tomorrow. I'll show you the timeline.
Breaking news, new information this morning about a shooting in Durham County. We know a man was shot and taken to the hospital. A look at the response from the sheriff's office.
And demanding accountability, the family of a man killed in a crash in Raleigh is holding a rally today asking leaders to charge troopers connected to his death. What we know about the DA's decision-making in this case that's drawing national attention.
And final exam redo. More than 100,000 North Carolina students will have to restart their end-of-year testing today. The outage that's causing students repeat test anxiety. It's already a very stressful time of year, and then those technical difficulties adding another layer of stress. Good morning, everyone. It is 6 o'clock. We're here to help make your morning stress-free with information you need to know. I'm Renee Chu.
And I'm Jeff Hogan. Yeah, feel bad for the kids having to redo it. Feel bad for the Canes also, and they don't get a redo either,
nope.
Unfortunately.
It's on to next year.
Yeah, we'll talk about that this morning. And Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center. We do get a redo on some rain on the way, though. How about
Maybe
that?
We don't want a redo, but here it comes. This is a system that'll bring us some rain and a chance of thunderstorms late today and this evening. And then round two is back here. This one's going to bring a more powerful front. Already some severe storms along that just in the last couple of hours. Let's talk about today. It is a level 1 risk at the timing between 3 and 11 o'clock. Gusty wind would be our biggest threat, just some isolated wind damage. And the best chance of that is probably going to be between 9 and 11. But an isolated storm could pop up as early as sometime between 3 and 5 o'clock. But you can see how that chance goes up as we get into the evening. Heading out the door, it is gray out there. Pretty ominous, actually, looking at Durham. However, I wouldn't expect to see any rain this morning, except maybe just a quick sprinkle. 64 is our temperature in the triangle heading out the door. Hour by hour, we do climb into the low 80s this afternoon. Yesterday's highs were in the mid 70s, so a little warmer this afternoon. Tomorrow, we have widespread level 2 risk for severe storms. That means that our chance of tornadoes is up a little bit compared to today. We'll walk through tomorrow's timeline. Coming up, Ken?
Elizabeth, at 6:01, according to our friends at Raleigh, Wake 911, no incidents to report whatsoever on any of our major routes in Wake County. All our maps are looking green this morning, which is really good news if you're about to head out. So let's give you a window onto your outdoors this morning. Here's a live look at I-40 and Jones Sausage Road. You know, some of you might be heading to the coast this morning, free and clear as you get ready to head out. You're doing so, take us with you on the radio. Tune us in, 101.5 HD3.
Breaking news, a shooting in Durham County kept deputies busy investigating until after midnight. They responded to a home on Ellis Road near I-40. Ali Kadlubar is now live at the sheriff's office from the WRAL Breaking News Tracker. Ali, we've learned one person was injured in this.
Yes, and we've also learned that deputies found this person who got hurt about a half-mile away from the reported shooting location. We want to get right to this video that was shared with us from a witness on the scene. You can see deputies and officers surrounding the victim, trying to treat them until an ambulance shows up. Durham County Sheriff's Office tells us deputies responded to a shooting on Ellis Road around 9 last night. Video from our WRAL Breaking News Tracker shows deputies at a home on Ellis Road. It also shows officers finding the gunshot victim near Bethesda Park. The sheriff's office did confirm that this appears to be an isolated incident. We're still working to learn if there are any suspects or arrests that were made, and also the condition of the victims and how many people were involved in this shooting. Reporting in Durham, Ali Kadlubar, WRAL News.
Today, we'll hear from the parents of Tyrone Mason, a man whose death led prosecutors to drop 180 cases based on possible faulty reporting by state troopers. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey is at the Wake County Judicial Center. And Kelsey, no charges have been filed against the troopers involved in the crash that killed Mason.
Yes, Jeff, and in a few hours, we'll hear from Tyrone Mason's family, civil rights attorneys, and community leaders. They're pushing for answers here at the Wake County Judicial Center this morning. Mason died in this single car crash back in October. Today's rally comes after the district attorney decided not to charge the troopers involved in this case. Newly released body cam video from Raleigh police shows Trooper Garrett Macario lying to an officer about what happened. We previously reported about a search warrant from this case. It shows Sergeant Matthew Morrison, Macario's boss, told Trooper Macario that the traffic accident was RPD's problem. Sergeant Morrison then told Trooper Macario not to tell RPD officers that he tried to stop Mason before the crash. District Attorney Lauren Freeman says evidence indicates Macario owned up to being a part of a chase when he talked to officers that night. In a statement, she writes, "Our laws state that lying is not a crime absent something else." Those troopers have been placed on administrative leave. Almost 200 cases involving one or both men have been dismissed. A rally is scheduled to start this morning at 10 o'clock. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
Today, 120,000 North Carolina students will have to resume or restart their end-of-year exams after an outage put those tests on pause. A system error caused the EOC and EOG testing platforms to crash while students were testing yesterday. One student says he and his classmates prepared for weeks. They don't want to start over.
It was so hard, and I actually felt like I was going to beat it, and then boom, internet gone. I have to retake it.
No doubt a frustrating setback. The outage lasted about 40 minutes.
A man has been arrested in connection to a deadly shooting at a Fayetteville restaurant. 18-year-old Jeremiah Buffington is charged with first-degree murder. He's accused of killing 18-year-old Cedric Barham and injuring another teen. The shooting happened in February at the Smoky Bones Bar and Fire Grill on Skybow Road. It was there that police found Barham and the other victim. Buffington is being held in the Cumberland County Jail without bond, and he's also facing charges including attempted murder in another shooting that happened earlier this month in Banner Elk.
A Durham man will spend the rest of his life in prison for murdering the mother of his child. A jury found Rodney Crawford guilty of the 2023 murder of Nicole Bullock. Crawford was convicted of strangling her and leaving her in a Durham hotel room. Bullock had a protective order against him at the time of her death.
The verdict today has allowed us to breathe and heal. So I'm not sure what it's going to look like tomorrow or the next day, but I know the healing starts now.
Despite being convicted on other charges connected to the murder, Crawford won't face additional time since he has already been sentenced to life without parole.
And happening right now in the WRAL Live Center, just over 1 week after a shooting claimed the lives of 2 staff members of the Israeli embassy, the Capital Jewish Museum will reopen today. This is on their website here. You can see at the top it says the museum will reopen to the public Thursday, May 29th at 12 p.m. Last Wednesday, Yaron Lashinsky and Sarah Milgram were shot while leaving an event at that museum. Suspect 31-year-old Elias Rodriguez opened fire on a group of 4 people, striking and killing the couple. Now there will be enhanced security measures for the reopening today. Again, that museum expected to reopen its doors at 12 o'clock.
Today, we expect to learn more about the priorities for Raleigh, Wake County, and its local schools. Leaders of all 3 areas will speak at today's State of the City, County, and Schools luncheon. They'll cover the issues they're facing, like building housing and classrooms for a rapidly growing Wake County. The event starts at noon at the Raleigh Convention Center. Renee will be the MC for this. WRAL is a proud media partner for the event. And we'll keep you updated on what those leaders have to say about the most pressing challenges. Just look for updates on WRAL News from 4 to 7:30 this evening.
Good news for people still waiting to get their state tax refunds. The North Carolina Department of Revenue says paper checks have started going out. This comes after one of the department's printing partners unexpectedly went out of business, leaving some notices and refund checks not printed or mailed. The delays are affecting those who filed a paper return or requested a paper check. As of last Friday, the NCDOR says they have mailed about 100,000 impacted refund checks.
This evening, you can shape the future of Raleigh. City leaders are asking for opinions on their comprehensive plan for the next 5 years. This would shape how the city grows and provide services like trash pickup, parks, clean water, and public safety. Tonight's event will be at Wake Chapel Church from 6 to 8. Registration is encouraged but not required, and they'll have refreshments and childcare provided.
Becoming a new mother isn't immediately wonderful for all moms.
You've got this, beautiful baby that everybody, oh, it's wonderful having a newborn. And it's sometimes not. It's hard.
And postpartum depression isn't just a mom thing. WRAL examines the mental health of new fathers and the new research into postpartum depression for dads. Looking out for your family tonight at 6.
Well, the quest for Lord Stanley's Cup is over this time around for the Carolina Hurricanes. They'll be looking toward next season after they dropped Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Final to the Florida Panthers last night. They had the Lenovo Center crowd excited early, taking a 2-0 lead in the first period off a couple Sebastian Aho takeaways. The Panthers erased that, though, with 3 goals in just over 4 minutes in the second period. The game was tied in the third when the Panthers scored again to take the lead for good, and they ended up getting the win 5-3.
They're a great team, and it's obvious. The last couple of years, I think they're the standard, obviously, and I thought our guys battled really hard all series.
Tonight. They set a high bar. This is the third season in a row the Panthers have won the Eastern Conference Final, and they will be looking for their second Stanley Cup in a row.
6:10 now. Graduation fears. International students at Harvard University say they are afraid to walk the stage. How the Trump administration's student visa plan is leading to concern among graduates.
And destruction in Texas. The storm system that's headed our way tonight brought dangerous winds and flooding to Austin. A look at the debris that was left behind this morning.
And I'm tracking 2 systems that are going to be weather makers for us. This one late tonight will bring us a chance of storms, and then an even stronger system on Friday. I'll show you what to expect.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
6:14, it's another gray start out there, but you can keep your umbrellas tucked away until later on this afternoon. You can see below, wind will likely have some showers and thunderstorms. It's isolated between 3 and 5 or 6, and then that chance really starts to go up after dinner time. That's when we could see a chance of some isolated severe storms. We do have a level 1 risk for today, which means that a few of the storms could produce some wind damage. It's also going to be a hotter day today. Yesterday's high temperatures were in the 70s. We're looking at low to mid 80s across our area, and so we'll have plenty of time to warm up since we don't have much rain in the forecast until much later today. During the daylight today, it's just 30%, but that chance goes up to 80% tonight, and that lingers into the day tomorrow. Now, tomorrow is a WRAL weather alert day. We have a level 2 risk for severe storms. That includes a risk for isolated tornadoes. I'll explain what that means, and we'll go over the timeline coming up. Ken?
Elizabeth, that's 6:14 happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center. Here's a live look at I-540 and US 70, Glenwood Avenue, if you will. Traffic flowing nicely in all directions. Right now, we don't have any incidents to report anywhere on any of our major routes in Wake County. I know many of you use I-540 as an alternate route. Well, that east-west corridor right now is completely delay-free from Lewisburg Road all the way over to I-40 this morning. You're getting ready to head out the door. You don't have to leave us. Take us with you on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
The Department of Health and Human Services is shutting down a contract with Moderna to develop a bird flu vaccine. The contract was announced days before President Trump's inauguration. In a new statement, the department says the vaccine trial does not meet scientific or safety expectations. Moderna says it will explore other paths to move the program forward.
Today, Harvard University is holding its 2025 graduation ceremony, and some students say they're afraid to go after the Trump administration's recent actions against the university. Harvard's Director of Immigration Services says concerned students have been flooding faculty and administrators with questions. The Trump administration is working to revoke the university's student visa program. Today, a judge in Boston will hear arguments about whether Harvard's international students should be indefinitely protected.
And Secretary of State Marco Rubio says the U.S. will aggressively revoke visas for Chinese students. Rubio says he will work with Homeland Security to target students with connections to the Chinese Communist Party or those who are studying in critical fields. China is the country of origin for almost a quarter of international students in American universities.
Law enforcement in Arkansas is expanding their search as they look for an escaped convicted murderer in that area. Agencies are working around the clock with canines and drones as they try to find this man, Grant Harden. They are searching in dense and rugged terrain surrounding the prison where he escaped Sunday. Harden is an ex-police chief. He was disguised as a corrections officer at the time he escaped, and he was convicted and sentenced to 30 years in 2017 for the murder of a city worker. His DNA was also tied to an unsolved rape case from 1997.
The civil case against actor Jussie Smollett is now permanently closed. The case was dismissed with prejudice after Smollett donated $50,000 to a Chicago charity as part of the deal. Last year, the Illinois Supreme Court tossed out Smollett's conviction for falsely reporting a hate crime. Smollett has maintained his innocence.
Severe storms in Texas brought heavy rain, hail, and high winds. This is video from Austin. As you can see, that gas station right there mangled by powerful winds. Part of a large canopy there collapsed on cars. Winds also toppled trees and power poles. It is unclear if anyone was hurt out of all that, but certainly that system that moved through Texas is going to bring rain to our area today. Hopefully nothing more severe, and that'll be tonight more than likely, Elizabeth, right?
That's right. There's a small chance that we would see an isolated storm closer to, say, dinner time or even during the evening commute, but a better chance really tonight, and then tomorrow's chance is even greater. So that's what we're going to talk about over the next couple of minutes. Fayetteville, Raleigh, Apex, Chapel Hill, all starting off cloudy this morning, but it's not wet out there. I think maybe for the first time this week, we don't have to worry about wet conditions for the morning commute, but we do stay cloudy all day. This is the system that rolled through Texas. We just saw that video. That will roll along this stationary front and bring us a chance of showers and thunderstorms later today. And then round two comes tomorrow. This one is likely to be much more powerful. This cold front is going to be stronger than what we see with this system. And so we do have a better chance for maybe even some isolated tornadoes tomorrow. It's nice and dry for us. Nothing showing up on dual Doppler 5000 radar right now. But these two systems headed our way will be our next weather makers. Scattered showers and storms both days, but that greater severe threat for us on Friday. Here's a look at today's severe threat. It's a level 1 risk, the timing between 3 and 11 o'clock, but a better chance of stronger storms a little later, say between 9 and 11 or so. Futurecast for us this morning showing quiet conditions, a lot of cloud cover, maybe a quick sprinkle. Between 3 and 5, an isolated cell pops up here or there. But again, starting at around 9 o'clock, it becomes a bit more widespread, and that continues till around midnight. Some showers after that, and we get into the day Friday. Much of Friday is dry. This is 1 o'clock, but here comes this line of thunderstorms. That's going to come through during the evening commute and dinner time. That's where we'll have the better chance for severe storms. Some of those storms could produce isolated tornadoes. So tomorrow is a WRAL weather alert day between 2 and 9 o'clock. But again, it's really looking like that window, that line of thunderstorms comes through right around dinner time. Isolated tornadoes are possible, and that level 2 risk is for our entire viewing area. Level 2 means that we have scattered severe storms possible, not terribly widespread, but some isolated tornadoes certainly are possible. Overnight tonight and into Friday will be our best chance for rain, and all total for the next few days we could see as much as half an inch to an inch of rain. Looking ahead to the weekend, not bad. Saturday's not a 0 chance for thunderstorms, but it's only a 20% chance, and Sunday is looking good. Ken?
All right, Elizabeth, at 6:20, a rather quiet start to our morning commute. No incidents to report whatsoever in Wake County. So the Beltline and all those major routes are delay-free. As we isolate Durham, Chapel Hill, and Hillsborough this morning, all those routes are delay-free as well. So let's stay in the Bowl City, shall we? Give you a live look at I-85 and US 70 there in Durham. Traffic flowing nicely in all directions. In terms of other major routes heading into the Bowl City, very little to no delays this morning. If you have a major route heading in anywhere into the Bowl City this morning. You're getting ready to head out the door. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Ken, thanks. Focusing on Tesla, Elon Musk is stepping back from the Department of Government Efficiency. Why the billionaire is pivoting away from politics.
And detention center concerns. The Durham County Jail is facing staffing and safety issues. The request for more money to improve that facility and hire more officers.
And ahead on today, as summer approaches and temperatures rise, the Today Show team is sharing how to keep your cooling costs down.
And we're sharing these NC Education winning lottery numbers with you, and what's trending is coming up next.
This What's Trending report, sponsored by Rug & Home.
Fans are questioning an odd celebrity signature.
And Hailey Bieber cashed in on her makeup brand, that's for sure. Ken Smith's here now with What's Trending, Ken.
Yeah, Jeff and Renee, it's all about business timing, right? Hailey Bieber's beauty brand, Rhode Cosmetics, sold for $1 billion. The move is budget makeup powerhouse e.l.f.'s largest acquisition to date. Bieber will immediately get $800 million in cash and stock. The other $200 million will be based on how Rhode performs over the next 3 years.
Now, Bieber founded Rhode just 3 years ago. Just this year, her company was given a place in Sephora stores, so reached a huge audience there. Bieber will still be involved with Rhode as chief creative officer and head of innovation. But wow, what a profit.
Yeah, $800 million up front.
Win-win.
Yeah.
Good deal.
So this is interesting. Fans online are in disbelief over Jeremy Allen White's autograph. The actor is seen in a video on TikTok signing items with what looks like a bunch of random squiggles. A signed copy of White's show, The Bear, is for sale on eBay, showing that familiar scribble.
What did you say, Renee? Efficient?
Very efficient.
I mean,
you can
yeah.
see he's just trying to get, trying to appease fans here.
I don't know. We do know
It's
Bear.
just a lot.
Yeah, season 4 drops in a month, and they're dropping it all at once. The way I like that, so you can binge it out.
Love it.
That could also be interpreted as the bear or Jeremy. I don't know.
There it is. Ken, thanks. Shark spotted in Rhode Island is causing quite a stir online because of its massive size. Experts with the Atlantic Shark Institute say the shark's about 20 feet long. The video was captured Monday at the Great Salt Pond right off Block Island. Basking sharks, like this one seen here, eat tiny plankton and are commonly spotted in southern New England. The water's there late in spring.
In Durham, Sheriff's Office members will have a torch run this morning. The run will benefit Special Olympics of North Carolina. It starts at 8 a.m. at the Hilton Hotel on Page Creek Lane and will finish at Durham's Top Golf location. The final leg of the run will be tomorrow ahead of the opening ceremony for the games. So far this year, the law enforcement torch run has raised almost $1 million for Special Olympics.
And tracking 2 systems that'll bring us rain, one later on today and tonight and another on Friday. Both bring chances for severe storms. I'll walk you through the timeline.
Community calls for clarity. This morning, the family of a man who was killed in a crash in Raleigh is getting together to hold a rally after charges were not filed in connection with his death. That call for change ahead.
And breaking overnight, a shooting in a Durham County neighborhood. Next, the new information we learned this morning about the investigation.